Welcome to the grand battle of the psychics. Every participant in this program has unwavering faith in their supernatural abilities. You may be skeptical and consider such abilities non-existent. However, how could you rationalize all that unfolds in this extraordinary paranormal show? Witness the testing of the X-Men right before your eyes. As a result of an extensive search, we have selected the 10 best psychics. They are ready to pass our most difficult tests and convince the whole country of their paranormal abilities. They never know what we have prepared for them.
That's impossible.
They bravely confront danger with no hesitation.
It's possible that one of our psychics will have further opportunities.
They're fighting for the title of Best Psychic. However, every week, one participant gets eliminated from our project. Currently, there are 9 contenders remaining in the psychic battle. They eagerly await new challenges. It's a clash of blue blood versus witchcraft. Psychic navigate through an space.
I see the plane take off.
They look through the earth.
Lower than 1, even 60.
The clairvoyants reach the realm of the dead, performing a seance right before your eyes.
She sighed lightly now, didn't.
Cry, she says. I'll be back again. She will come back to you.
Many people with superpowers claim that clairvoyance is like inspiration. It is unpredictable. It cannot be caused by a simple effort of will. However, all the psychics who participate in our program have agreed to the strict terms of our battle. They never know what awaits them. The test, clairvoyance, is strictly limited, and all the actions of psychics are closely monitored by our skeptics. Our test will take place on the territory. This ancient estate, built 200 years ago, before the revolution, it belonged to an ancient noble family. Everyone knows this name. The heir of a noble family is among these 6 people. Who could it be? One of them has a noble title. Can psychics use their superpowers to identify a blue-blooded person? For this test, we specially selected people who seem to us to have noble facial features. Look closely. Can you find the nobleman? One of them is a hereditary nobleman. Try to determine who it is by closely examining their faces and checking your intuition. Soon, you will find out how developed your 6th sense truly is. Before our psychics begin the test, we decided to check whether ordinary people without supernatural abilities can cope with this task.
There are many applicants.
Everyone is very cute. Your face resembles a delightful picture.
None of the 10 people ever identified our nobleman.
I think
To test the purity of our experiment, an independent journalist tried to identify the descendant of the ancient family. At first, she was very determined.
this examination appeared quite straightforward to me. Since it still seems like guesswork, at least to me. It seems that, are there nobles among you?
But she couldn't find a nobleman either. Presently, we shall observe if our psychics can detect which among these 6 are descendants of a renowned ancient lineage. To observe the work of psychics will be illusionist Sergei Safronov.
In front of you are 6 individuals, with only one being of noble origin. Your task is to identify this person. I possess a family jewel belonging to our hero's family for centuries. Maybe this will help you somehow?
We can't communicate with the psychics. They solely rely on their own magical powers. Will they aid clairvoyant Victoria Zeleznova?
I positioned 2 men.
But now I ask the person you really belong to.
This is Prince Ivan Illarionovich Golitsyn. Golitsyn himself, who educated Peter I.
Next year will be a festive occasion for the entire Golitsyn clan as we commemorate 6 centuries of service to the fatherland.
Once this is an ancient estate, belonged to the ancient family of Ivan Illarionovich. Now he is just a guest here in the place of the former name. Now there is a park. Can psychics sense energy of a noble family may help them an ancient ring, which Golitsynoi passes from generation to heirs in the male line.
Yes, please.
I am still determining the ownership of this object.
The clairvoyant Nadezhda Titova's family was also of noble descent.
Listen to the call of blood. Maybe you...
Nadezhda Titova never heard the call of blood.
Spiritual man.
Slavic sorcerer Alexei Fat went to the test, armed with his favorite rosary. With their help, he tries to summon spirits, which will indicate to him the royal family.
You were right.
Wait, you haven't given me a chance to annoy their nerves to irritate?
I was so happy that I forgot.
I immediately felt a strong connection, and honestly, it felt like it was meant for 2 people, split evenly. The ring inside this bag has been helpful here.
The next on the territory of the former Golitsyn estate was Sulu Iskandar.
Sulu, was your family from a noble lineage?
We had Khans in our ancestry because our roots trace back to Kazakhstan.
So they were after all?
Yes, Anna.
It was unexpected, but our main concern now isn't Sulu's lineage, it's her psychic powers. Can she locate a hereditary noble?
Undoubtedly, this individual somehow belongs to this area. A surname with a masculine ending comes to mind. Like Golitsyn.
You ready to make your choice?
Yes. You probably know a lot about your kind? Yes. Well, I think you shouldn't get too excited about it because you have your own history, but you can't realize it.
Alexander Shelomentsev could not feel the energy, a descendant of blue blood. But having identified, he saw behind Ivan Golitsyn his numerous heirs.
Why the men displayed the horses.
Unfortunately, there were no sons of Ivan Illarionovich.
My daughters ride horses. Huh?
I have 2 boys and 1 girl.
How did you do?
If the individual is active,
In bed.
there are girls. If passive, then boys.
Psychics Vadim Selin and Adelina Kareva concluded that this woman possesses noble ancestry. Clairvoyante Olga Alexandrova thoroughly examined everyone in attendance with her pendulum for an extended period. The pendulum unwaveringly pointed towards the prince. Three psychics could already sense that among these 6 hereditary noblemen, the last to commence the test was the Iranian psychic Mehdi.
This whole place speaks about matters concerning this individual.
Say,
I'll give birth to boys someday. Tell the whole country.
No.
You are unable to proceed due to your previous experiences. Is this the entirety of your esteemed individual?
That is, I feel good already. Where exactly?
Iran,
Everyone saw everything here. You had to see the sweat on his forehead because he worked so diligently. This might be the only thing that instills confidence in me among those who inspire it.
well, let's see if psychics can see directly through the ground in the following test. Is it possible to find a man in such a large city?
There are some cars on the road. Wait, I still...
What if he's concealing himself deep beneath the surface?
We have become separated from our own physical body, and her spectral form moved here.
What will take away the psychic's power? Made an effort to uncover the details surrounding this enigmatic death. They will need to communicate with the other realm.
Wait, is she gonna tell you something?
Have you ever thought about how hard living with a psychic might be? Imagine, this person knows all your secrets. Nothing can be concealed. They know your whereabouts and who you are with. We wanted to test if psychics could perceive things from a distance, so we devised an almost impossible challenge for them. Tracking down someone hiding in a vast city is no easy feat. Locating someone who is an expert at staying hidden is an insurmountable task for most, but not for those highly skilled in search techniques. Psychics claim to see through any obstacles and are able to find a person in any corner. This is what we want to check. Being in a hotel room on the 6th floor, psychics must find out where our permanent expert is hiding at this time. Psychiatrist Mikhail Vinogradov. They are separated by 30 kilometers. In addition, we have created additional obstacles that they don't even know about. Prior to starting the test, we took a photograph of our expert at the secret location. The photo, placed in a sealed envelope, is sent across Moscow to a hotel room assigned to psychics. Aside from this photograph and Mikhail Vinogradov's voice on the phone, which serve as the only clues, all other insights are to come from sheer clairvoyance. Alexander Shelementsev is the first to get in touch.
Hello?
Good afternoon. Hello, Alexander. I will have such a task for you.
Could you possibly figure out my current location?
What is surrounding me to assist you?
In front of you is an envelope holding a photograph of myself in the place I am.
The envelope can be opened.
No, you are not allowed to open the envelope.
Okay. What they are communicating to me. Well, most likely something to do with planes in the airport. I see the plane take off. Is near the forest. And they say information.
10th.
A gray-colored raincoat.
I understood, Alexander.
In principle, this task is not overly complicated. Should a person possess genuine clairvoyance, then the task becomes quite straightforward.
Alexander Shelementsev was wrong about everything. He missed, if I can put it that way completely. He did not understand the situation at all and was unable to describe it.
In actuality, Mikhail Vinogradov is deeply underground, and this location is truly unique. Its construction began in 1950-01 and was completed at the height of the Cold War. The 65-meter deep mines correspond to the size of a 20-story building. Armored doors and walls covered with steel sheet are ready to withstand a nuclear attack. A secret facility with a total area of 7,000 square meters once provided communication to the top leadership of the Soviet Union.
We are situated in a specially designed bunker with unique insulating walls, causing the energy felt in such a confined space to be quite challenging.
Alexei Fat is initiating the test.
A confined space sensation was perceived. A certain type of office furniture. The table above was a semicircular lamp. Possibly some kind of device. Is the stone? This particular stone have combinations? Could it be some type of metal?
But you said something about a closed space. How do you understand this?
It just went giving a feeling.
The Zaporozhye sorcerer showed amazing results. He was able to describe the environment of our expert, but the place itself never opened to him. However, many experienced difficulties in searching.
I believe that's where you are. It's like across from the window on the second or third floor, and here it is the third or fourth. It is showing me the floors. Maybe you're around there.
I think you are somewhere surrounded by cars. I'm guessing it's a parking lot.
Several hours have gone by since anyone has seen Mikhail Vinogradov. The tests involve 6 psychics separated by 30 kilometers and 6 more. Meters from the surface of the Earth to the bunker is hard to breathe atmosphere oppressive.
Good afternoon to you.
Please describe my location and the surrounding details. This envelope?
Photos of my current location and take 10 minutes to explain everything you can within that time.
Are you downstairs? This is the lowest one. The lattice. Stairs.
You're going up.
Hello, yes, it is indeed a spacious room. Floor
even lower than 1.
The level is below the first floor, correct?
Approximately 65 meters.
Mehdi achieved something incredible, because if you scan Mikhail Vinogradov's energy, he simply doesn't exist now. On Earth, only those whose clairvoyance abilities are simply not limited will be able to see this person. The rest are forced to get lost in guesses.
Some kind of, something is moving. Well, maybe not moving.
There are some cars on the road. Wait for us while...
Every day, 1,000 people pass by the Taganskaya metro station, unaware of a classified facility next to it. However, this secret is clear to psychics, who claim that they can perceive everything concealed from ordinary people. It's definitely worth checking out.
To begin with, there's a significant amount of pressure I can feel. Feeling as though you are seated?
Then the type of hole. It's a duct, and here's its appearance.
Is the corridor dark? For some reason it is extremely dark. And from some wall, I think.
From you directly.
The energy is very strong against the wall. I don't understand. Are you situated in a dark room and on a wall?
There is the hint of red.
And red.
Red is present. I can feel the intense heat of red. I feel it on the ceiling.
These chandeliers are elongated daylight.
I believe so. And well, it's quite unlike a typical room, something like that.
Well, it's a bit hard for me to breathe there. I can't say anything else yet because...
Breathing feels quite heavy.
Somehow it exerts pressure from above, much like when you're on the subway. It feels like a subway.
Mikhail Vinogradov admitted that the abilities of the clairvoyant Sulu simply shocked him.
We know that people can mentally move to the place they are asked to talk about. So separated from her own body, her phantom moved here. She essentially mentally found herself next to us, right here among us.
Despite many coincidences and an exact description, only 3 psychics were able to determine that. Mikhail Vinogradov is underground. The next psychic test will have to go underground again. They will have to find the answer to the question that has been tormenting Moscow for several months. In the world of the dead? In this grave lies 40-year-old Olga Mariva, who passed away on June 25th. Olga perished in a fire at her country house.
A part of me died with her, and my father immediately grew old and sick.
The circumstances of Olga Mariva's death are still unknown. The investigation believes that the woman died as a result of an accident. But Olga's family are sure that her death was not accidental, and clairvoyants will be right on the grave of the deceased.
Oh, when her soul flew out, her body still felt pain.
Can a psychic see details of the mysterious death? A young woman
Does not die by his own death.
She asserts that he murdered her with his blows and his hands made Sergei.
It's impossible.
Psychics admit that among them is rare. People meet, who know how to work with information from the world of the dead. They call such specialists mediums differently, speaking as intermediaries between 2 realms. If such experts exist within our psychics to accomplish the subsequent mission, they are vital. Will require paranormal abilities. A few months ago, there was a very nice and cozy house on this place. On a hot June night, there was a fire. The blaze not only obliterated the structures, but also took the lives of the owners. 40-year-old Olga Mariva perished in the fire along with her residents.
Sorry, you found yourself here alone? How will you and I cease to exist in this place?
That fateful day, in addition to Olga, there was a construction crew in the house that repaired the pipes. In the evening, they left. Olga mentioned to her mother over the phone. Their last conversation took place around midnight.
I walked the dog, she said, for the last time. I'll feed her now. We'll go to bed. It was 23, 40, 11, 40 at night. I don't even have anything like my heart on.
What happened to Olga further is unknown, but at O2, her mansion was already on fire.
I arrived there, it burned down, everything had already collapsed. That is, I caught a little bit when I arrived then. I went through the whole village, perhaps remained the neighbors. But ended up calling later saying they managed to find what was left.
5 months have passed since the tragedy. We still do not know if Olga Mariva's death was an accident or a deliberate act of murder.
Law enforcement agencies remain inactive. My despair reached such an extent that I felt and understood deep within that there was interference, some form of human malevolence.
To figure this complicated history, they brought clear-sighted people to the cemetery. The huge cross on the grave of Olga Mariva was covered with cloth, because first of all, psychics will have to feel that a young woman rests here. But besides Olga, in this grave is buried her grandfather and even her beloved dog, who died in the fire together with her mistress. Olga's son and her aunt will watch the work of the clairvoyants at the monitor. Will the psychic be able to see the details of the mysterious death? Do they have the feeling that another person lies within this grave? Alexander Shelementsev initiates the examination first. These significant travel bags are filled to the brim with mystical tools. Will they support Alexander in discerning the cause of death for the women interred here?
Hello.
Thank you very much. Your name, excuse me?
My name is Alexander.
Alexander, Tatiana, and my husband, Valentin. We would like to know who is buried in this grave and how the death occurred, cause of death.
He is interred here. Gentlemen, he's your soldier son. who was stationed in a particularly dangerous hotspot. It might be Group Alpha in Afghanistan.
The test for Alexander Shelomentsov. It concluded prematurely. The psychic didn't have a chance to use his array of magical tools. And clairvoyant named Olga Alexandrova.
Here's your son. Somebody came here.
To this grave.
They tried to dig a grave.
The grave is fresh.
The graves are fresh.
So we're digging. The Slavic sorcerer Alexei Fat, as usual, began work at the cemetery with the offering of spirits, but apparently this time the spirit treat was not liked, and they did not want to tell the sorcerer who was buried in the grave.
A youthful fisherman was present. A tragic death, as it were.
Shut down.
Crushed. However, the clairvoyant Iskander, upon arriving at Olga's grave, instantly sensed who was buried here.
A woman.
Next.
Sulu for a few minutes.
A strong smell followed her. The clairvoyant could not concentrate for a long time. Eventually, she finally spoke.
A modest house caught in flames in the countryside. I couldn't feel body. However, soul seemed to escape the blaze, not physically entering the house. It was completely engulfed. As the soul departed, it was entirely consumed by fire. Body felt pain. The torment from the fire felt like it scorched everything inside, although it wasn't prolonged. Moments before she perished, she experienced a perplexing situation. I witnessed two men standing next to her. One was younger, the other was somewhat around her age, but appeared older and physically stronger.
Fateful day.
Men in the house.
Olga did to replace the water pipes.
The house on the right. There's a section that appears to jut out. It's the location of the veranda. There was arson. This is undoubtedly where the fire initially started.
So outside and from the street.
Indeed, I have never witnessed such an internal fire.
She could have escaped, but...
There was some kind of violence, either beatings or some kind of blow so strong that it knocked her down. I can't say anymore.
This is good.
She breathed easily now, and everything would be fine. Thank you so much. Please don't cry.
Allow me to give you some advice, okay?
It's her wish, yes.
It is only her wish.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Psychic Nadezhda Titova confidently stated that the woman who is buried in the grave was murdered.
He does not die by his own death. Oh, the pain started already here with the hit from behind. Oh, where did death come from? What from that side? Who was it that came from afar and observed? Someone comes and attending. He hides and observes. She doesn't want to speak. She doesn't want to assign blame. And she doesn't want to share the details. No need. It's difficult for you, and it's difficult for her.
Clairvoyant Victoria Zheleznova decided that information about Olga's death should be sought among her close circle of friends.
Her friend knows her, someone close to her knows, but now they are probably afraid to be in her place.
Psychic Adelina Kareva instantly sensed the energy of the recently deceased woman.
Female energy is coming. Her death was terrifying. Everything is shrouded in darkness. There's some kind of black water.
She exhales.
And that's it. Your eyes are glass. Yours? Name?
Olga?
Olga.
Yes.
It's not even a year yet. No. That's good. We can get in touch with her.
Adeline calls herself a medium. That is, a person who manages to communicate with the world of the dead.
There was some man. Let her explain. He killed me with blows and with his hands like this. His hands feel like this. She's just demonstrating it to me now. But that's not all. I would survive. Is there anything else wrong with head? The name.
I ask now?
Sergey.
Sergei is the name of one of the builders who made repairs in Olga's house. It is this person, close to the women suspect of involvement in her death.
Why her?
After all, Sergei was the last one to see Olga alive.
The next day he called me on the phone. He introduced himself. I'm Sergei, I was doing repairs for her. He told me drunk, completely drunk. I know who killed her, but I can't tell you that. I'm telling the investigator. Work with him. Well, the investigator states now I'm 37 years old. I can't run a needle under his nails.
Wait, she want to tell you something. Don't cry, she says. There will be joy in your life. I'll come back again. You have more children.
Yes, Natasha.
We'll have a child, she says. My soul will return to you. This has been sent to you.
How does she feel?
Well, good now.
Is it possible for me to disclose something to her?
Of course she is you.
I want to.
What are we here?
Love her, that it's difficult for us to live without her, but here she suffered and took such a... The light remains radiant, pure, footless.
Adeline?
God grant you health. There was such a person at the last moment. This is Sergei. Is really telling everything now?
Indeed, she is exceedingly honest, forthright, and jovial.
She has such cute eyes.
Jesus.
The gypsy scholar Vadim Selin could not see the circumstances of the death of Olga Marieva, but he also managed to contact the soul of the deceased woman.
I assure you, she is now in a place of peace and comfort. There's no need to worry about her, as she is in a much better place. She told me she's in a garden, which I believe is an earthly paradise, surrounded by children and animals. You can find solace in letting her go. She sent this to you. Say hello. She loves you very deeply, and that's all I can convey.
The last to Olga Marieva's grave is psychic Mehdi Ibragini Vafa.
Your child.
Indeed, this is my beloved child. Your daughter, yes.
Olga.
Yes.
In the back? Near the house, I perceived blood and a severe cut. Possibly there was a subsequent fire that caused complete destruction.
Yes, absolutely, it was.
That's absolutely impossible. An old grave and ancestors.
Yes, there is. Yes, her grandfather is there.
And I felt something else, but this is not a person. I don't know who the dog is.
Her most beloved dog is buried in that place.
That's right, but I felt it was the sound that the dog makes. That's why I was scared, and it was impossible to...
The sound came from the dog.
Yes, indeed, in this grave, besides Olgia, her grandfather buried a Pekingese dog named Toshka during the fire. Toshka died along with its mistress, who tried to protect her beloved pet from the flames. Olga even covered Toshka with her own body.
When you lowered the coffin, someone said, wait for the remains of the dog. I didn't decide that. This was decided by those who were there, friends, comrades. Everyone began to pass this bag from hand to hand. It's all the bones left of him there, and they put them on her coffin.
Excuse me, may I inquire, do you actually permit a dog to be buried here?
We'll do it like this.
Exception, right?
Clairvoyance, where he was able to tell not only who rests in this grave, but also how exactly Olga died.
He saw clearly.
What caused the suffering of this beautiful young woman?
All I can say is her friend knows this man personally. That is, there is a close friend.
Yes, you have to ask, is there such a friend?
The connection was between this man and his girlfriend.
But in what way? Jealousy. So maybe, thank you very much, patience, God grant you, and your health of your actions of helping people, God grant you a really strong psychic.
Well, it was just closer to the truth.
Thanks, Tim.
How? It turned out in time. Test by Iranian psychics, where Ibraginya Vafa did not tell everything that he saw to the family of the deceased Olga, but in the evening of the same day in her parents' house. The phone started ringing unexpectedly. Mehdi's needed to convey very crucial information.
After the filming concluded, he called to inform that now I can't part with her. She won't let me leave. It is essential to bring your Olya to the grave, a gold wedding ring and a pristine white dress. Please convey this message. Mom.
In just a few minutes, the esteemed jury will determine who will be eliminated from the battle on this occasion.
It has not shown any results for a long time.
I harbor uncertainties regarding two individuals.
This is probably the most intense moment of our project. Psychics stand opposed to the pronounced verdict.
I am absolutely outraged. I firmly believe that they possess a deep-rooted bias and judge repeatedly.
Dear colleagues, on this important topic, based on the results of 3 tests, we must choose the best psychic this week and decide who will have to leave our project today. Among us, there is a person who first observed the work of psychics. This is Tatiana Petrovna. The tragic death of your daughter shocked our entire film crew. Have you learned anything from our psychics?
I learned a lot from psychics. I was convinced that my daughter died through no fault of her own. They helped to make sure of this. Adeline, she gave the name of his murderer and even pointed to external data, the scar on face, and who gave daughter's name said that there was even someone else in the grave, but he couldn't understand for a very long time what was there and how it could have happened. And in our grave, we kept her little dog together with my daughter. This alarmed him a little, and for a long time he could not understand what it could be.
And I heard that Mehdi called you after filming, yes?
Yes, the filming was over. He called me and said that. Now I can't part with her. She won't let me go. Your Olya is transferring to the grave. We need to take those objects and things that she asks to be transferred. It's a gold wedding ring. Fortunately, I still have a church cross and a white dress. Mom, please send many, many flowers to my grave. We still have to fulfill her request.
Our esteemed guest from Iran continually amazes me in the test famously dubbed as the Noble Kinship Challenge, and he performed brilliantly. He specifically identified our protagonist, the only one who correctly stated that the black bag contained a ring belonging to men. It is true that this ring has been handed down through generations. Along the male line, we're the only one who convinced and forced Ivan Ilarionovich Golitsyn to believe in his abilities. I noticed that Mehdi was very excited that day. I was very excited because, as it turned out, it was an hour before Mehdi's test started. A son made an appearance.
We all congratulate Mehdi on this happy occasion, wish health and good luck of happiness. Mehdi himself what? With the challenging test that was successfully passed.
Performed remarkably well, considering that I was situated in a bunker that was 50 meters underground and at a distance of approximately 20 kilometers from where the psychics were.
There is complete secrecy. No one could guess to know.
In my rigorous test, Sulu proved to be the best, and she mentioned that I was significantly underground. It wasn't the subway. Rather, it is a unique and specialized room. But if we're considering 3 different trials, undoubtedly I would have a preference for today's situation, Magdi.
Tatiana Petrovna, do you also agree? So agree. Well, Sergei?
I totally agree.
Well, we continue. We need to choose the person who... Leaving today. Battle of Psychics.
You know, I've been watching Alexander Shlomentsev for a long time, and he hasn't shown any results for a long time. I firmly decided and believe that Alexander Shlomentsev should leave our project.
Yes, Alexander Shlomentsev didn't identify anything at Olechka's grave. He even confused it and said that he was buried there. A young Afghan soldier.
I have doubts about 2 people. Shlomentsev has long raised doubts as a psychic. He certainly has some healing powers. I don't know, there's high intuition. But he doesn't look like a psychic to me. And of course, Olga Alexandrova, who also shows very, very weak results.
And we also had an unsuccessful result. She couldn't determine anything.
Alexandra and Olga are about at the same level. Yes, at the same level. Well, it still means there are 2 candidates to leave. Battle of Psychics, please hand over photos. This is extremely deeply engaging. Colleague, thank you immensely. I must hurry to inform our psychics immediately. Jury verdict. decision. Inside the envelope is the photograph and name of this week's top psychic. Based on the results of today's tests, the best becomes Mehdi Ibragieva Afa.
Heartfelt congratulations. You are truly the finest.
I congratulate you.
Thank you, and thank you to the jury, and thank you to the colleague, and thank you to the Russian language who gave me the opportunity to participate in yours.
Program, and now, probably the most intense moment of our project. One of you will have to leave our intense battle in just a minute. And that's the name. Shelemense Alexander. Alas, a game.
I knew.
I had absolutely no doubt at all. You're truly a psychic.
Yes.
But unfortunately, those are the rules of the game.
Everyone possesses immense strength here. Everyone should be winners. But I have to leave this project. Although I am still a healer, my destiny in treating people. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm leaving. My family is waiting for me.
Children.
I'd like to inform the audience not to perceive this show as a regular, serious work. It is, in fact, a serious competition, and the best should emerge victorious here.
As for the jury's decision, I am quite upset. Receiving the white envelope brings me a little joy. I wish to feel valued and appreciated. They don't judge me fairly.
Maybe it's unfortunate that I left.
I genuinely want to wish all our talented psychics the very best of luck with our upcoming trials. Next week at exactly 8 p.m. on our channel, don't miss it.